what he saw as Americans' unwillingness to savor it. They seemed, he opined, to regard meals as intrusions rather than small pleasures. Morin was particularly upset that people often consumed lunch at their desks. Mon Dieu! Giving the appearance of eating in a stable rather than in a civilized environment. In a classic essay entitled An American Tragedy, written in 1930, the food writer and wine merchant André Simon identified three false gods of American dining: speed, sugar, and shows, for example, singing waiters, dancing, and other distractions. He sadly observed that bolting one's food is a crazy habit which ruins the health of millions of people who have no idea of what to do with the spare time on their hands, and yet swallow a few sandwiches for lunch in 5 minutes instead of enjoying a proper meal in a rational manner. It seems unfair. Europeans denounce the United States for large portions and chronic overeating on the one hand, and, on the other, claim Americans give no thought to the pleasures of dining. Unfortunately, haste and overeating are related, and both remain national traits even in this present era of food fascination. Some of this has to do with the food industry itself, which does better at providing low prices and convenience than high quality. Oversized restaurant portions are linked to the relatively low cost of food compared to other expenses, such as rent, labor, and insurance. The restaurant needs to justify pricing at a certain level and is willing to throw in more food in order to charge a profitable amount. Another structural inducement to overeating is the snack food category. Snacking increases total food sales, and more money is made off barbecue-flavored potato chips than raw potatoes or even mashed potato mix. Advertising, therefore, encourages grazing. As for Americans not liking food, there is a real variation in how seriously different nations regard dining, if not food itself. The French diplomat and bon vivant Prince Talleyrand said, "Show me another pleasure like dinner, which comes every day and lasts an hour." It would be hard to come up with an equivalent American quote. According to surveys, Americans see eating as a matter of individual preference and freedom, while the French regard dining as a special time of conviviality. Despite the pressures of everyday life, the French by and large regard meals as pleasant occasions set apart from the rest of the day, while Americans like to distract themselves while eating by, say, staring at their cell phones, with dining as a background activity. One of the French subjects in a recent sociological study of food habits, a woman of 28, said that sometimes she is so busy at work that she does not have lunch. She buys something at a boulangerie, adding, "I eat it in the street." In the U.S., this is lunch, but the French informant does not consider eating on the run to be an actual meal. The general rule, according to French responses, is no newspapers, no smartphones at the table. Contrary to common American belief, the French don't take 3-hour breaks for lunch, but the meal, however simple, should be protected from the concerns of the day. Beyond love of fast food or eating in a hurry, Americans and their dining options now actually have some favorable images abroad. But this is new, almost unprecedented. Where our eclecticism was once evidence of a lack of culinary standards, the United States is now recognized as impressive, awesome even, for the variety of its ethnic food offerings. American culinary internationalism takes two forms. One is regional influence of immigration, such as German cuisine in Pennsylvania or Mexican in California. Second is the phenomenon of diverse restaurants reflecting many nations, which has extended to food trucks and multinational food courts. Such restaurant options used to be associated with large polyglot cities like New York or Chicago, but the phenomenon is now everywhere. At one time, Europeans in particular regarded the prominence of foreign restaurants as proof that there is no true American cuisine, but now such places are tourist attractions and imitated abroad. It still doesn't get us very far, however, in identifying common food.